Hello and welcome to another edition of Diaspora Network, the show dedicated to the showcasing of Nigeria's finest to the world. I'm Ijeoma Onyato. Today we focus on International Women's Day, a time to celebrate the women and girls who are championing the advancement of transformative technology and digital education. We bring you the women who, against all odds, have shattered the proverbial corporate glass ceilings across the world. And we catch up with Gift Solomon, a woman who made history as the UAE's only female delivery rider. You don't want to miss this interesting lineup. Let's start off with a look at what's in the news this week.
The British Counter-Terrorism Command is investigating a death threat letter which was addressed to the popular British Nigerian lawyer and activist Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu. The letter, which was hand-delivered to her home address, was sent by the British neo-Nazi terrorist organisation National Action London Cell and was supposedly sent as an act of retaliation to comments Dr. Shola has frequently made on television and social media regarding racism and inequality in the United Kingdom. The letter, which contains crude and derogatory language, told the activist that she should leave the UK as soon as possible before the group assassinate her and her family. In 2021, a serving Metropolitan Police officer was sentenced to 4 years in prison for his affiliation to the cell. Dr. Shola promises she will not stay silent and will continue to speak out. New research has found that people dependent on the UK state pension only just break even amid the rising cost of living in the country. Research conducted by pension advisors Almond Financial suggests that British pensioners are struggling more than those living on mainland Europe. 78-year-old Margaret Ayanlowo invited us into her home in Tottenham, north of London, and she detailed how her spending power has decreased dramatically over the past few months.
Why it's a bit easy for me now is because all my children are working, so they support me as well. I'm still on benefit, but this really support me, which makes life easy for me. We all know how expensive things are now. My gas bill has gone up nearly 10 times what I used to pay. Before I used to pay, I think about £25. Now I pay nearly £300, 275 pounds something. I can show you on my bill. I remember when I came in 1968, life was so good, so easy in this country then, and food so cheap, I would put it that way. But now it's quite different, even with the government. I don't know, I listen to news, I don't know what is going on in United Kingdom. Everything has changed. I know life is so difficult now in this country, but I don't know what they can do about it.
The Texas Board of Nursing has accused a group of Nigerian nurses of working under fake academic qualifications in America. The board has filed to charge 23 nurses in the Southern District of Florida for allegedly participating in a wire fraud scheme that created an illegal licensing and employment shortcut for aspiring health practitioners. The scheme involved the distribution of more than 7,600 fake nursing diplomas, surpassing the normal application fees, criminal background checks, and a passing result from the Texas nursing exam, as well as written verification. Some defendants claim they were not aware that the nursing schools which they attended were not accredited. In a statement on their website, the Texas Board of Nursing stated, although formal charges have been filed against the offenders, they are still permitted to work pending the outcome of the case. Nigerian artist Boma Nyaji celebrated Canada's African Heritage Month by creating a painting at a popular shopping mall in the Nova Scotia province. Bystanders watched in awe as Boma painted the icon Eddie Carvery, an unsung hero that fought for the protection of Africville, the historically African community who settled in Nova Scotia in the 1700s and was eventually demolished by the city of Halifax in the 60s and 70s, many claim without reason. The artist says he wanted to see Eddie Carvery celebrated in beautiful colours to reflect the vibrancy and resilience of African culture and its allies. This painting is significant because social issues in the black community are not often discussed in the province, so Boma says his art gives everyone an opportunity to talk and educate themselves. Juliana Olayinka with the Diaspora Network News Wrap in London.
Are you a Nigerian in diaspora? Do you have a need to contact Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM? Kindly dial any of the numbers on your screen. You can also catch up with all the Commission's activities, including news, articles, and office events on the website nidcom.gov.ng.
The opportunities of the digital revolution sometimes ingrain existing patterns of gender inequality. And that's why the UN's observance of International Women's Day this year calls for a gender-responsive approach to innovation, technology, and digital education. And that's just a way of increasing the awareness of women and girls' rights. Let's find out some more.
The International Women's Day is celebrated each year on March the 8th to recognize the social, economic, cultural and political achievements of women. This year's theme is centered around embracing equity, with a focus on creating more roles and spaces for women in STEM, tech, digital education, spatial technology, and in many other fields. Globally, advancement in digital technology offers huge opportunities to address development and humanitarian challenges. But the growing gender inequality in key roles in the sector has become evident in the context of digital skills and access to technologies, with women being left behind. According to statistics by global talent network ADEVA, only 3% of female students consider a career in technology as their first choice. It also shows that after a few years at the tertiary institutions, women make up only 20% of engineering graduates, and only 11% of them go ahead to practice this profession after graduation. This shows a lack of participation from the foundational level, and at the top, lack of mentorship in the field. Gender bias in the workplace, unequal growth opportunities, and compared to their counterparts with the same skills are factors experts attribute to women being underrepresented in certain fields referred to as male-dominated. Nonetheless, women are not deterred in their pursuit for gender diversity, and now more than ever, more women are taking up roles in these areas and excelling while at it. Many Nigerian women and girls are championing the advancement of transformative technology and digital education, as well as exploring the impact of the digital gender gap on widening economic and social inequalities, both locally and internationally. Jessica Matthews is a Nigerian-American inventor, CEO, and venture capitalist. She's a graduate of Harvard College and Harvard Business School. In 2011, she was named Fortune magazine's 20 most powerful women entrepreneur, and in 2015, the magazine named her most promising women entrepreneur. In 2012, the Harvard Foundation for Intercultural and Race Relations named her Scientist of the Year. Modukpe Ola Abiola is a graduate of Oxford University and a recipient of numerous professional and academic awards. The British-Nigerian non-practicing barrister, entrepreneur and businesswoman is driven by her passion for technology and innovation and oversees global innovation for the International Airlines Group. Wendy Okolo is the first black woman to obtain a PhD degree in aerospace engineering from the University of Texas at Arlington in 2015 at age 26. She's an outstanding aerospace engineer in the Intelligence System Division at NASA Research Center. Nigerian-born Ade Omere has a degree in electrical engineering from the University of Texas. In 2013, she joined Microsoft and has risen through the ranks to become the lead process engineer. As it is said, collective activism is what drives change. The gender equality movement is one that is here to stay, as the need for an inclusive and transformative technology and digital space is a driver for a sustainable future. Although much progress has been made, much more still needs to be done.
Well, another concern at a time like this is the debate over the non-conventional versus the conventional roles that society thrusts on women. Well, we found an amazing talent who is not conforming to work stereotypes in the UAE's food industry, and her name is Gift Solomon.
Gift Solomon hails from Eseldo local government area of Ondo State, southwest Nigeria. She was born in Benin City, the Edo State capital, into a family of 6. She has a degree in multimedia networking from the National Institute of Information Technology, Benin, and was studying for a bachelor's degree at the National Open University of Nigeria. But Gift had to drop out in her second year due to financial constraints. With help from family and friends, Gift raised some money and moved to the United Arab Emirates in 2015 with only $300 and a bundle of dreams. But this move gave her fulfillment and assurance that her life had been transformed for good. But little did she know that the streets of Dubai is not paved with gold like many assume. On arrival, she discovered life outside the shores of Nigeria was not all rosy, and after months and series of job search, her determination paid off. She landed a phone operator role at Freedom Pizza. And there she rose through the ranks to become big enough to sit behind a fancy desk, but instead she opted for something no one saw coming. She jumped at the chance of going into the delivery business when the opportunity presented itself. And today she's recognized and celebrated as the first female delivery rider in the United Arab Emirates, and she's since made quite a name for herself as a role model to other women. She was named by HSBC UAE as one of the 75 faces of the UAE for carving a niche and making a name for herself in the world of business in the Gulf region. Her first appearance on Channels Television was trailed by international recognition and many proud moments till date.
Well, after the interview, of course, I got a lot of recognition, especially being that was the first interview, Nigerian-based interview. So it gave me limelight in Nigeria, where I'm from, of course. So there's a saying, if you're not, your story is not known in Nigeria, your story is not known at all. So it gave me that like fame and publicity from Nigeria. And also when I got back home, I was able to go back to Nigeria. So I did a couple of interviews and people actually know my story. I was actually shocked. When my story came out, of course, then again, I got a lot of recognition, like being one of the 75 faces of the UAE, which was huge. I mean, it was from HSBC, it was like a lot of achievements for me. And also I got like collaborations from Reebok, also interviews from other people, and also got endorsement deals from local brands here and also the ones back at home. So, and my family, of course, I give them a lot of bragging rights. When my story came out, I didn't go home for the first, I think, a year or so. When I went home, it was huge because I was like featured in a couple of interviews, and people back at home like actually appreciate the fact that I went there and I didn't turn out like some of us Nigerians that came to the UAE. I actually did well for myself and also was able to help my family. So I became like an example to people. So it was quite fulfilling.
Coming up after the break, we sit down with this interesting lady on life as a woman in a male-dominated space. Welcome back to the program. Now let's hear more about Gift Solomon and how she refused to be limited by gender stereotypes.
With all her experiences in a foreign land that crowned her efforts with success and an opportunity to serve, Gift is now embracing even bigger things.
Freedom Pizza is a company I'll always be grateful to because they gave me the platform and the recognition right now, but I just felt it was time for me to take my brand to the next level and do what I really, really like. I love riding, like I love it. I love meeting people and then being able to like impact them in some way. Like I would always say, even if you smile a smile can actually change someone's day, how the person's day is going. So for me back then when I deliver, it's like always like giving the food with smile. So right now I'm into travels. I just like decide, I've been doing the travels for a while. I had the company registered in Nigeria even while I was working, because I had a team that was working for me and with me then. So now I had the time to actually go into it fully, and it's been great because right now I can actually channel all my energy into what I love to do. Being able to leave that was something that was hard for me, but when I eventually did, it was worth it, because I didn't just have the freedom to actually travel, because I love to travel. I didn't just have the freedom to travel. I also was able to do stuffs like on my own, because one of my goals growing up was like to be an entrepreneur, someone that's able to create employment for the unemployed. So right now I have a team that works with me. We are doing good, and I intend to keep doing that so I can actually offer employment to more people. For Dubai Getaway Travels, I founded it because of my struggles, and so far we've been able to help hundreds of people go to their dream destinations and then come to Dubai as well, of course. And GPS Escapes is like my small world where I share my personal experience about travels, like my time-to-time adventures. I just like to share it with a small group. For me to actually sell travels to people, I need to experience it myself. So I started, just got me out of the box, and I left my comfort zone. I started doing a lot of traveling myself. And so far I've been to last year, I think I did about 7 countries last year. I'm still looking at doing more. I was able to go to Thailand, Malaysia. I went to Turkey I think 3 times last year, and then I did the Maldives I think before then. So it's really been awesome, because every time I go to a new country there is this sense of knowledge that comes. I just feel like I've left the stage I was before.
Mentoring women with interest in the delivery business globally is also something she's passionate about and intends to bring to fruition.
So I'm looking at actually having a platform or a company where I could actually recruit ladies. So it's gonna be a female delivery company. So that's my goal for 2023, alongside a lot of travels.
But just like working as an employee, entrepreneurship doesn't come without its own challenges.
I feel like the struggles would always be there. Not just because I'm Nigerian or African, but because for you to achieve stuff, you need to go through the struggle. I love the saying, there is the word passion. I think I've said it before, it's derived from a Latin word which means party, and party means to suffer for it. So if you're passionate about it, you must suffer for it. So that's that. And for me right now as an entrepreneur, not just an entrepreneur, a Nigerian one, the struggles of constantly needing to prove myself is always going to be there. I walk into a room. For some other people, they can go into a room and then people are like, okay, this person should be here. But me, I go into the room and I need to prove why I'm there. I need to prove okay, this lady, oh, she's Nigerian, what's she into? So I tend to want to okay, I'm into sit up all the time to maintain, or should I say justify the reason I'm successful at my field or why I'm in this place. So yeah, and in Dubai now it's not so easy for us Nigerians. It's just a phase that will pass, of course, and because of the travel and restrictions. I see a lot of people say Dubai this. Dubai is actually, I love Dubai. I mean, I just have to say, I love Dubai, and I don't see myself leaving soon, because it's actually it has given me an opportunity, and it's still helping me help my family. So
she attributes her motivation to being raised by a strong and hardworking mother with great values.
My drive is actually my mom, because she works a lot. She really works. She made sure our family was okay. But now that she's no more, I feel like I want to start thinking forward. Before, my goal was just, okay, make money, make sure your family is good, everything is okay. But now I just feel like I should actually maybe think of myself more, not like think of myself, just love myself more and just do stuff that makes me happy. Because the fear of, I just don't want to. My greatest fear and then drive would be not going back to where I came from. Like, I just don't want to go back to the stage where I had nothing, I couldn't help in any way possible. That's my greatest fear, and it's my drive, the fear of poverty.
Our cameras traveled all the way to Benin City in Edo State, south of Nigeria, where she grew up. And her youngest sister, support system, and biggest cheerleader couldn't be more proud.
She always had it in her. Yeah, she always had it in her because she's very strong. Like, I won't say I was really surprised because my sister is a very strong girl. She's my role model. So I've always looked up to her. And I'll say what I wish for her to be very, very successful.
She has encouraging words for newcomers in the UAE.
If you're a Nigerian here in the UAE and you're struggling, just don't give up, because this time too would pass. We've seen worst case. We're Nigerian. I mean, we are strugglers. Like, it's just in the DNA. We've seen worse, and we always go past it. So if you're Nigerian, you're still job searching, or you've lost your job over the past couple of months because of the situation. There's a lot of things we can do here in Dubai. You can do businesses. You can be a personal shopper. I mean, I did that when I came to. I would shop for people and they'll pay me for my service. I take them around. I met a girl recently that told me, she's Nigerian as well. She's like, hi, I run errands, I'm a corporate, like I can be a PA. So there are a lot of things people can actually do before. There's a saying, a friend of mine would always say, buy comfort. Do what you can do till you can do what you love. I think do what you can do till you do what you love. I didn't get that, but yeah, it's our word, and I think I believe in that, because sometimes we don't get to do what we love to do, but eventually when we work hard, we get to do that.
Gift hopes her story can inspire many other Nigerian youths to embrace hard work, determination, and passion, regardless of their location and circumstances. She wishes to see more women undertaking audacious roles and opportunities, bridging the gender inequality gap, and recording remarkable feats.
And that's what determination and a strong will can do. The message is that we must all encourage actions that lead to a world free of bias, stereotypes, and discrimination. Well, that's the show. You can catch all episodes of Diaspora Network on our website, channelstv.com. I'm Ijoma Onyato. See you next time.